Good day, everyone. I am Andrew Luis Yohoko from BSED 1A English. So now I am going to present a short discussion about distinct features of China English. Chinese English is a form of English that is used in China and distinct from other forms of English. It is a result of contact between native Chinese speakers and speakers of English. The most distinctive features of Chinese English include a standard variety. China English is a variety of English used by speakers in China. It is not a unified language, but a set of varieties used in different parts of the country. The standard of China English is based on the teaching of English as a foreign language and the use of English as a medium of instruction of Chinese universities. The standards of China English vary depending on the region and level of English proficiency of the users. The level of phonology. The distinctive features of the level of phonology in China English include the use of non-rhotic pronunciation, which is characterized by the lack of a R sound after a vowel. Second, the presence of various Chinese influence pronunciation features such as replacement of T and D with a dental D sound and the pronunciation of sounds as either a th or an s. Third, the use of variety of tones includes rising, falling, and flat tones, which are used in indicate the meaning of words. Fourth, a more relaxed pronunciation of English compared to other varieties of English. The level of vocabulary. According to Hu Jiayon, nearly all human speeches have to some extent borrowed words from other speeches owing to language contact. What's more languages live by this reciprocal borrowing that convey fresh ideas and new concepts characteristics of other cultures. Take English as an example. Nearly 80% of its vocabulary comes from a wide range of sources, mainly Latin, French, and Greek, but also Dutch, Arabic, and Chinese. The distinctive features of the level of vocabulary in China English include the use of English words that have been adapted to Chinese pronunciation, such as shiri for city and shinmi for what. Additionally, there is a tendency to use English words and phrases to express Chinese concepts, such as face to mianzai and learning by rote for zo shubudi. Finally, there is a tendency to use English words in China grammar patterns such as I have a book to read instead of I have book which I should read. The level of sentence. Different language have different sentence structures that can achieve the same aesthetics results since beauty is not a quality but an effect and different languages have its own way to pursue beauty. So these are the examples. Next is the level of text and discourse. Text and discourse style of a language is largely determined by the world outlook, philosophical view, value system, and thinking patterns which vary from nation to nation. And each culture has its dream of being known, understood, and even appreciated by the whole world. So, it is important and necessary to present its ideology and culture uniqueness through text and discourse, which is the very mirror of the culture, conventions, and traditions behind a language. As a cultural envoy, China English, with its characteristic at the text and discourse level, plays an irreplaceable role in spreading and promoting Chinese culture to the world. At the level of text and discourse, the distinctive features of China English include longer, more complex sentences, a greater emphasis on formality and politeness, a greater emphasis on context, including the use of proverbs, idioms, and allusions, a greater reliance on nonverbal communication, such as gestures, facial expressions, and tone of voice, a greater reliance on repetition and parallelism as a rhetorical device, a greater emphasis in honorific language such as addressing older people with titles and using honorific terms for in-group members, a greater use of collective pronouns such as we and us in place of I and me, a greater use of indirectness used as to u- use of euphemism, circumlocutions, and metaphors rather than direct statements. A greater used a rhetorical question to emphasize points or invite others to conflict on a topic. And lastly, a greater reliance on indirect speech such as reports or summarize rather than direct speech. So that's all for today, and I hope you like it. Thank you, guys.